Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
That kid is back on the escalator again.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Is my boomstick!
Game over, man. It's game over.
Welcome to the Bargain Bin. He's your host, Ben Mason.
And he is your co-host, Sandra Luketic. And today we're talking 1993's Surf Ninjas. As always, we assume if you're listening to this episode, you have already seen the movie. And I don't know why we say that, because I don't think either of us have watched this.
You didn't?
No, I thought I did.
Oh, okay.
But going into it blind is pretty fun. And I imagine anybody who's going to listen to this episode who hasn't seen the movie will think we're completely insane.
I think they already think that if they've listened to any of our episodes. But
Fair
yes,
point.
I went into this completely blind. I knew about the name of the movie, and that is the extent of it before this.
I just remember the VHS cover and thinking, nope.
Come on, it wasn't that bad of a cover. It's honestly, it feels like pretty cookie cutter 90s, like, let's be cool and hip kind of cover.
It's trying way too hard.
Can I say this right now? It's something I very much noticed about these, like, 90s extreme sports movies, shall we say?
Mm-hmm.
The surfing element is so minimal.
It doesn't even need to be there.
Yeah, like, I'm thinking back to other movies that I've watched. You think of something like Rad, okay? BMXing is all over it, right?
Yeah.
But then you look at something like, what was that skateboarding movie I watched recently with Christian Slater?
Gleaming the Cube?
Yeah, like, skateboarding is so irrelevant to anything that happens in it. But it's like, but we're going to make it a skateboarding movie because that's cool. And it's the same thing here. There's, 2 scenes where they actually surf?
Yeah. The beginning and the end. And
the surfing is hardly a factor in the resolution. It just gets them to the final confrontation. So it's like, yeah, this isn't Surf Ninjas. It's ninjas that surf a couple times.
Ninja Brothers.
Yeah.
California Ninja Bros. Oof. But at the same time, surfing is integral to them getting to the island because they can't do it by boat and they can't come at it from the front because they'll be murdered.
Why can't they do it by boat?
Because there's a reef there. That they say that. There's a reef no boat can pass.
Oh, okay. I missed that, apparently. I thought it was more because, like, we have to stay hidden, but there's an army of warriors on surfboards that somehow nobody noticed. Anyway, getting ahead of ourselves. That is way later in the movie.
Yeah, the one thing I do love about that is they've decided they're only going to try and protect themselves from one side and not even think about the other.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the reef is there.
Yeah, well, the reef you didn't know about. I'm surprised you didn't bring this up.
How did you forget about the reef?
Right? But yeah, no, I had no real experience with this movie. How I feel about it, we'll get into that later. But I should let everyone listening know that this week notes are provided by Sandro.
It's always a dangerous proposition, but yes, I did the notes this time. It's been a while.
And to make it even more dangerous, I haven't looked at them yet.
Okay, I should point out that I never swear on the show. There is swearing in my notes.
I'm excited. But more so, that was just me saying this so no one gives me shit for it.
All right, well, let's talk about Surf Ninjas.
California Ninja Bros. All right, we start off with, and I love this already, creepy dude Ernie Reyes Sr. in an eye patch, trench coat, hoodie up, and hat looks in at the protagonist's house completely unassumingly.
There's one thing that will be very common in this movie, is that somehow stealth is the most effective thing ever, but nobody actually prepares for it or does it well.
No. Well, except for Rob Schneider. He's quite good at it, which we'll see in a minute, I assume. Also, I apologize to any background noise. They are currently renovating the house next door. And we're currently going through a heat wave, so all the windows are open, and you're just going to have to deal with that because I'm sweating my ass off.
Yes, fun times.
Cut to interior breakfast where Kino is fueling up for a day of pizza delivery and fighting the foot. Okay. So this is Ernie Reyes Jr. as Johnny. And he is not delivering pizzas, and he's not fighting the Foot Clan. This is a very good reference to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
I mean, how good was he in Ninja Turtles 2? I thought he was fantastic.
Really? Because he's much better in this.
It's a compliment, I think.
Yeah. But he did the stunt work for Donnie in the first one, didn't he?
Yeah. One of them. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
But we're off to a great start here.
We're painting a picture. Different ethnicity dad comes in complaining about Van Halen music and homework, to which the kids try to argue they shouldn't have to be held accountable for responsibilities and that they can get by with charm and telling him they love him.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in that.
There is a lot.
Really, so little happens in this scene. It's just like, okay, this is a white dad. We find out very quickly why that is the case. But these guys try to, say that they can get by on their charm. And I'm going to assume that by charm, they mean like street smarts, right?
I would imagine so.
For the rest of the movie, they do as good of a job as possible to let you know that they possess neither intelligence nor street smarts.
But I do have to say, I like their foster father, Mac.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he is really good. Also, like the whole telling him that they love him bit. Like they do a 1-2 punch with that, and both times hit real well.
Even though he puts up his guard for it too. He's like, "You're not going to get me with that again." Oh, you got me again with it.
It's great. Like he's good. They hear a noise from an unseen intruder grabbing a knife, and Johnny theorizes it's the cat they don't have. And in brackets you have, this kid needs homework.
He's trying to argue he doesn't need homework. And the very next scene, he's like, that noise must have just been the cat. And Adam behind him is just like, we don't own a cat.
And that's where I started to worry. Because I knew this movie was going to be bad. And then I was pleasantly surprised. And then you get a line like that. And I just lost all hope.
Hang in there, buddy. We got a long way to go.
So there's a big reveal that it's Rob Schneider who broke in to make more breakfast.
They were already sitting at the table eating breakfast, and now Rob Schneider broke in to make, I guess when you analyze it a little bit deeper, his own breakfast, I guess.
Yes. No, he's making a chive omelet. Rob Schneider is Iggy. We need to talk about Iggy. What are your thoughts on this character as a whole? I mean, obviously, I'm sure we'll get to more of his scenes as the notes go on, but I want to ask you, what's your immediate take when you see Rob Schneider in a movie?
In general, I am a fan. I very much enjoy a lot of his movies. It's often stupid comedy, but when I'm in the mood for it, he does it very well.
Exact opposite here. Not a fan. He has made me laugh in the past for sure. By all means, I should really hate this character. And he does a lot of stupid things. But he's pretty funny in this entire film.
I will say this. Whether you like him or hate him, by the time this movie is over, he's a character that if you're going to lean towards the side of liking him, has to grow on you a little bit.
He's got the best lines in the entire film.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but the initial impressions, it makes him seem even more annoying than these two stupid brothers. And he definitely has to grow on you.
Yeah, which he does. And I don't think it's the writing. I think it's how much he's just given himself over to the character. If anybody who's committed to their characters in this movie, it has to be Rob Schneider and Ernie Jr.
I have to say that committing himself the most to this character also ironically feels like the one who cared the least about doing a good job. It's almost like he was just like, all right, I see what this is. This is completely stupid. I'm just going to be stupid and have fun with it. Whereas other people are trying to like, I'm going to do a great job acting and I'm going to do my best. And it's just like, no, that's not what this movie is.
There is one other person who saw that and did the exact same thing. And I think phoned it in hard. Do you want to take a guess?
Well, I'm guessing that the phoned it in is a reference, a little bit of a hint there.
It is, yes.
We'll get to it.
All right. Iggy explains to Mac that his parents are in a biosphere and then says he couldn't explain it to him after having just explained it. That's Iggy, man. I mean,
he's just like, they're in a biosphere. It's this controlled environment. They can't get out this. Like, he explains the whole thing. And he's like, but I can't explain it to someone like you who doesn't understand it. Then why did you?
But that comes to fruition in the next note you have here saying Iggy is wearing the dad's boxers for some reason. And the dad again questions if the parents feed and clothe Iggy. Are you serious? I just answered that. Now, we know for a fact that Iggy's just making shit up. And Mac knows it. And is just done with it. Just drops it immediately.
I know, but it's just such a funny flow for the dialogue, because he's just like, you know, don't your parents feed you? Oh, they're in a biosphere. Don't they clothe you? Whether I'm telling the truth or not, I just answered that.
He knows he's not telling the truth. And so straight up, he's like, are they at least not like feeding you?
I guess
Clothing
not.
You?
Well, they figure if we feed him, he's going to stay around.
As they're leaving, two ninja wearing clearly the wrong camo for the environment creep up behind them, not hidden at all, only to be taken out by Zach without anyone noticing. Nobody in this is observant.
This happens so many times in the movie where these ninjas wearing blue camo on the beach, right? Just jump off the roof. Zach drops down on them and beats them up in a way that, like, if Iggy even looked in the rearview mirror for a second, would have seen everything that was going on. But nobody ever notices.
I will give that a pass, mainly because of how much I hate the next little bit we get of moto surfing.
But it happens multiple times. It's not like it's just this one time. It happens so often.
Yes. Well, look at the movie we're talking about.
I know.
Like, there's no realism to anything in this movie.
Well, you're incorrect when you say only one other person phoned it in on this movie, because I definitely phoned it in on this movie.
What are you talking about?
Keep reading the notes.
Almost 45 seconds of moto surfing during some additional credits before stopping as someone else was pulled over by the cops for moto surfing. Is this a big problem there? This is a problem I have with this kind of movie from this specific era.
Okay.
And that is forcing something that doesn't exist to be acknowledged as existing. Nobody does this. I don't think anybody's ever done it to a point where it's catching on with other people. I think it's incredibly stupid, and it makes me want to hate this even more.
It's so dumb because they're just standing in the vehicle. Like, this wishes it was Teen Wolf.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, van surfing was cool. I mean, quite a bit more dangerous, but cool. This is just literally like you guys are just standing in the vehicle and moving around like idiots while you drive. And it's like, that's not fun or interesting. Like, yeah.
Well, it's insanely dangerous too when they do the 360. And Rob, who's driving, or like Iggy, who's driving, just lets go of the wheel to spin around. Johnny tries to come up with a reason to not have homework. and wants to play the adopted sympathy card, at least that makes sense now.
Yeah, so we finally got the explanation that they are adopted. But Iggy's like, oh, if you need, you can tell them you found out I was adopted. It's like, what? Idiot?
No, you missed the best part of that, where Johnny says, like, maybe I could tell him I was having a hard time finding out that I was adopted last night. And Iggy's response is, you were adopted last night?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I did miss that. I can't write all of Iggy's dialogue in there.
That's really funny, though. And it's things like that. It's his timing. Knowing that he's saying ridiculous lines that make it really funny. So Iggy wants to be a king's child so he can put women who don't want to date him in a dungeon. There better be a lot of cells there.
He does say a specific person's name. I just didn't pay attention enough to write down what it was. But I was just like, man, she can't be the only one. There's gonna need to be a lot of cells in that dungeon.
Johnny forgot he needs to give an intro speech to some guru who is arriving via police escort. Who would trust him with that? That's a very good question.
All good questions. But also, like, if you are gonna have to give a speech, an introduction to somebody who is important enough to get there with a police escort, you would think you would remember that.
Yeah, but I mean, where are we in California here? Are we talking like Fresno? Because everybody should have a police escort in Fresno.
Well, you know what I mean, in context. But then, again, I think we answer the question of who trusted him with this. Because I think it says it in the notes, or maybe it doesn't, but like when he's facing the teacher, I don't know what member of the faculty it is, principal, teacher, whatever, right? He even just like indicates like, oh yeah, like you need to give a speech as an Asian American student. It's like, oh, okay, so we're just playing the race card. That's why. Yeah.
And that teacher is the director of the movie.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, some of his best work, I guess.
Well, he's very committed to that role. He's one of the most believable characters in this whole film.
Except for the fact that he gave Johnny this responsibility.
Yeah. But the Baba Ram is, I love that character in this movie, even like more so towards the very end. But your next note just says ninja dump truck.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to let you explain that one, and then I have something to say about it as well.
So while this is all going on, we see like a garbage truck, dump truck. I'm not sure the exact type of vehicle it is. Backing waste management vehicle. But it backs up, and then the rear door to it opens, and ninjas just start front flipping out of it like they're jumping out of a clown car.
Yes. Yes, that does indeed happen. And I feel like we should expect that.
Very stealthy, too. Like, hey, we need a covert vehicle. Get the biggest waste management vehicle you can find. Okay.
This is a turning point for me in this movie.
Okay.
And spoilers, it changes my entire opinion, and everything else I'm less critical of.
Okay.
But what I love about this is it's a dump truck that's pulling up to dumpsters and garbage cans outside of the school, and everything is sharp and bright and insanely clean. The dumpsters, not a speck of dirt. The garbage cans, no dirt. The truck itself looks like it just came off the assembly line. Everything is spotless. Everything is immaculate. Everything is bright. Everything is clean. I loved the shot. It made me appreciate the movie. It made me feel like I could feel that scene, like I was standing right there. And I think that's something that we really get. And I know this sounds crazy, but I think this is something we really get in early to mid 90s teen films, is there is just enough lack of realism in the way that everything is set, like the way scenes are set, like this is all fake, that you can then appreciate that they're not trying to be legit. They're just trying to tell a story. I think that's why I love Biodome so much. One of the main reasons is that it is just so uncanny valley enough that I can let myself go and just appreciate what's happening on screen without giving it too much criticism. And from this point on, I was just willing to take in everything the movie was giving me. So I'm glad you did the notes because I think I'd be too critical.
You're right about one thing. People will think you're insane by the end of this.
I know. But as soon as I saw it, I paused it. I paused it and just looked at the screenshot and appreciated everything that was there. Because if you want to try and look for any sense of realism, any reasoning in this movie, you're fucking crazy. So we just need to appreciate this as being like, you gotta let go. You can't watch this with a critical eye. Just try and have fun with it, and you're gonna have a good time. So moving on.
Yes.
And this reinforces my statement of just having fun with it. Your note says an Asian American student has been selected to give a presentation to the Baba Ram. It's not selected. Specifically, he says persuaded.
Okay.
Which is
all right.
hilarious. And then you hear somebody in the crowd go, "Woo!" It's so absolutely ridiculous and hilarious. I'm okay. I'm already having a blast with this now. So your next note says Beach Boys Barbara Ann, but it's Baba Ram. This number would have taken more coordination than a speech.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah, he's got the background dancers and singers, and they're all on key and on, like, I mean, not the best dance moves, but they're coordinated on them. I'm like, man, there's no way he would have been able to do that in the amount of time he had. He could have just written a speech.
Yeah. But this also reminded me of that scene in Mallrats at the game show at the end, where Jay walks up to the guys, like puts the hands on their shoulders, like, hey. That's what I got from this. Like, is he just going to pretend to not be himself? But no, instead we get a full-on dance song number, which again, I thought was really funny. Okay, I think we're coming at this from different POVs now.
I wasn't a big fan of this song and dance number. That's not a testament to what I thought of the movie as a whole, but I just didn't like this scene at all. And also, like, man, Johnny's stupid. Why did he think this would be the appropriate response?
So, well, I mean, it's Johnny. He's an idiot. Cut to Adam in front of his class doing a worse job at geography as these ninjas being inconspicuous.
Okay, man, I didn't spell check it. He's doing as bad of a job at geography as the ninjas are doing a job of being inconspicuous.
Oh, okay. First up, Adam sucks.
Oh yeah, so I mean, both Adam and Johnny suck, and they're dumb. So you just got to get that past, get past that right away.
I will say Johnny is quite charming, though.
Also,
how old do you think he's supposed to be?
Well, it says the prophecy indicates that he was going to take the throne on his 16th birthday, and he makes a comment like it's 2 weeks before my birthday.
Okay, so he's 15.
Yep.
Yeah, how old's Adam?
I don't know. There's no indication of 10? His age, but younger.
Maybe 10?
Yeah,
and
probably.
Are they in the same school?
I got the impression they weren't. Because you'd think Adam would be at the assembly if they were in the same school. Even if they were in different classes, they'd be in the same assembly, because assembly would have been the whole school. Maybe that's a bad point to stick to, but like that's what I got out of it.
Yeah. And is it just me, or does it seem like these ninjas are more so about getting to Johnny than Adam?
Well, they definitely want to get to Johnny, because he's the one that is prophesized to take the throne. It's his destiny. Adam is just the younger brother. I'm not thinking further into like succession. Oh, we get rid of Johnny, now it's Adam. No, it's very surface level. Johnny is the one who's destined to take over on his 16th birthday. That's who we're after.
Exactly. And Adam is just going to be the seer. So why are the ninjas going after Adam and not putting all their attention on getting rid of Johnny?
I mean, at the same time, if you get rid of Adam, maybe Johnny's a little more distraught. You can catch him on an emotional heels or something. I don't know.
Yeah, do you see how much thought we're putting into this? Because none of it makes sense.
Well,
That's
you're
why we
putting
just
too
have
much
to let
thought
it
into
go.
it is the problem. You're putting way too much thought into it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, for any of this to make sense, you would have to do that, but you can't do that because it's going to make you hate the movie. So you just have to open up and just appreciate what you're being shown, even though there is so many reasons for most of these actions to not happen.
Yeah, just got to take it for what it is.
But your next note says, "Oh God, Leslie Nielsen is in this playing an Asian fusion of Darth Vader and RoboCop." Leslie Nielsen as Colonel Chi is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen.
Oh, I love Leslie Nielsen so much, and I just like my heart broke to see him in this movie, especially as this.
I don't know how they got him to do this. I don't think I've ever seen a movie where the villain is barely in it as much as this, or as little as this, I should say.
It's literally a checklist item. We got Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Period.
I have to admit, the phone call thing is really funny, though.
It wasn't funny to me the first time. It's one of those jokes that when they go back to the well is when it gets funny to me.
Yeah, because your note says he gets a phone call and doesn't make it on time. What the heck is the point of that? It's so good, though, because every time the phone rings, it interrupts him trying to make a point, and he's like, hold on. And books it upstairs. Now, the best point of this for me is that it's a cordless phone.
You can have it with him.
He could just have it with him all the time.
My favorite part is the actual phone.
Yeah.
Like, he's in a lair. There's torture devices. There's jail cells and things like that. And it's literally like this white cordless phone that you would see at a department store.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Radio Shack phone.
Yeah.
That is very funny.
It's so stupid. It's funny. So stupid.
Yeah, exactly. But such is the tone. So when you can just stop caring and just watch what's happening, that's comedy gold. And yeah, like the callback to it, no pun intended there, makes it even better. But from the very beginning, that joke for me hit real hard.
Oh man, you've been killing it on the phone puns.
The phone call is, I guess, a henchman who, through Colonel Chi, lets us know he wants the boys dead, but they are not.
Yep, that's what we get from the phone call. On his side of it, it's pretty much just Leslie Nielsen like, what, are they dead? No? Kill them. Like, okay, right? We don't know who's calling. It doesn't matter. No. It's one of the generic ninjas just telling him that they're not dead yet.
So, having not read your notes before, I don't know if you referenced this later or if it happened here, but what he says to like send more men, and there's a pause. He's like, no, coach. He's not willing to spend money.
I don't know. I remember making a note of that. I don't know if I actually literally made a note of it in my notes.
Okay, but it was good. It was very good. Some financially conscious tyrant.
Yes.
The surf ninja's body doubles finally surf while Iggy just sits around waxing his board. I thought that was funny. Him procrastinating. It got the point across very well, and then that turns into a running joke.
Well, it's good to let us know that not only is he not a ninja, he's also not a surf or a ninja.
No. A swimming ninja in full camo aims his spear gun at Johnny before getting run over by his surfboard because he didn't realize being right in his path was a bad idea.
This is the stupidest ninja ever.
They're all really stupid.
And my other thing too was like, he comes out of the water as if he's like standing in shallow water because there's no way you could float completely like level and straight up and down like that. But then again, thinks, okay, I'm going to stop right in front of their path and slowly lift my spear gun and aim, and I got hit. Like, yeah, you're a terrible ninja.
Again, look at the movie we're talking about.
At least the blue camo almost makes sense now.
No, never.
Well, he's in the water, so like, regular camo would be a little worse in this one scenario.
How Johnny didn't see him in the first place.
He didn't care.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been in the way.
Zatch bumps into Iggy as he is eating a corn dog, which you have to assume was intentional as he is very evasive despite what his outfit would say.
Yeah, like they have not been able to see this guy at all. What?
Nothing. I just love how I read one of your notes. You're like, well, wait. I need to defend myself here.
Well, it's like he's been stealthy with, air quotations this whole time, and then just bumps into Iggy as Iggy's coming out of the like food stand with his like hot dog or whatever. And it's like he wouldn't have bumped into him or been seen by him if he didn't want him to. But no, it just is.
It just is, yeah. I found that very strange. Cut to Iggy making more food, and Mac just literally wastes a bunch of food by throwing it off the table. Wasteful. I don't remember that happening.
He's making, it looks like sandwiches or hamburgers, right? And they're right next to the cutting board that he's working on. And Mac is getting frustrated because it seems like, Iggy's always leeching food off of them. Literally, like, sweeps it all off of the table right in front of him.
Yeah. Okay, that does sound familiar.
And it's just like, okay, I get it if you don't want to keep feeding him, but that's just wasteful. Good to be that rich where groceries didn't cost that much. Jeez.
Question for you, and this may come up later, I'm not sure, but do we know how Mac came to be the guardian of the brothers?
It's in the flashback.
Okay. Oh, right. The kids continue to prove how much they need school via their chat about not knowing where Spain is, since it can be anywhere. I agree. Yeah, that was really, really stupid.
Adam's like, oh, they got mad at me that I didn't know where it is, but I mean, it could be anywhere. And Johnny's like, yeah, I know. That's what I said too. And it's just like, you guys are so stupid. Ugh.
There is a scene eventually that we'll talk about involving a map and a boat. And I think this is a very conscious move on their part, the filmmaker's part. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on this when we get to it.
Okay.
Zatch finally reveals himself since he was only wearing the eye patch now, and Max seems to know who he is.
Yeah,
sure.
See?
Yeah.
It was the trench coat, hoodie, and hat that was keeping him hidden.
Okay. What? Can't if the ninjas are jumping into the restaurant or being thrown in, or some combination of both, but Zatch clearly doesn't care about insurance claims.
Okay, so yeah, I said I can't. I meant I can't tell if they're being thrown or jumping in, because some of them look like they're like doing front flip jumps in through the glass, but then the one that comes in right before Zatch, it looks like Zatch had thrown him through.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Not worrying about like, structural damage. The window is already broken open. He can clearly climb through, but he then kicks the additional frame down to make more room for himself. It's like, man, that's my restaurant.
I mean, yeah, you can't really say anything else about it. It's just funny.
Oh man, I gotta proofread my notes.
Double dragon fight scene follows with Zatch providing martial arts and Mac fending guys off with props. I have no problem with this whatsoever. I thought it looked really fun. I thought it looked really good.
It just reminded me of the scenes where, we had Scott Wolf's character masking his inability to do proper martial arts by using props. And with this, not to say that Mac wouldn't have been able to, but it was like, okay, well, Zatch is the martial artist, so we can't put them on the same level. Mac was a lot more resourceful and effective with it, but like, yes, okay, he's going to use pots and pans. He's going to lift the guy up and put him on the oven burner and stuff like that. Like, it just really showed two very, very different fighting styles.
But here it made a lot of sense, especially if you're comparing it to Bimmy and Jimmy. Like, it makes sense. They're not like martial arts brothers. One guy is a martial artist. The other guy, I feel like, would be much more comfortable with a gun in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. One's a martial artist and one is an army military man.
Exactly. And like that worked for me. Like I actually really enjoy the character of Mac quite a bit.
Which we find out in the flashback that Mac, yes, he was part of the military.
Yes, that's right.
So it all makes sense.
Why is Mac the one to stay behind and buy them some time to escape? I will answer that with he has already dedicated his life to protecting the boys. So he'll do that at all costs, even if that is putting himself in danger.
I'm just thinking about effectiveness. I would have thought that Zach would have a better time slowing them down if that was his intention, was to hold them off.
You would think so.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Keep reading the notes. It doesn't matter.
Iggy makes a quip about the ninja's poor camo choice.
Yeah, I love that, actually. As they're leaving the restaurant, he actually makes some comment of like how, it's surprising that we were able to see them with such effective camo gear or whatever. I should have wrote it down, but I enjoyed that.
And that's a great point to bring up about Iggy, because repeatedly in the movie, he drops lines about how ridiculously stupid the movie is.
Yeah.
Zach disappears so the boys do the only logical thing and return to the scene of the crime with no knowledge if the ninjas will still be there. Yeah, they only ran under the pier and then went back.
Yeah. And why Zach finally reveals himself to the boys, helps them fend off the ninjas to get them out of there. They does his little front flip off of the pier to go under it, and then just disappears.
Yes.
Why? Like, stick with them now. And of course, the boys are like, well, it's been like 5 minutes, so let's head back to the pizza shop. I'm sure that they couldn't still be there fighting Mac.
Yeah, I don't like the sight gags in this that much. Of course, them like looking away and looking back and Zach is gone, or looking like there's no one there, and then they just turn and Zach is there all of a sudden. Not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Zach shows up and lets the kids know that their dad was a king, and Iggy doesn't know how genetics work, so he thinks he is a prince as well. See, I never got this. I went back and checked it out. That Iggy thinking he's royalty makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't. You know what else doesn't make sense? Zach just reappearing in front of them at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Why would you disappear only to reappear after they do the stupidest thing possible, returning to the scene of the crime? Like, just stay with them for that 5 minutes then.
Looking into it way too much. How the tables have turned.
That's fun. Gotta have fun with it.
They hide out in a carnival so that Zach can give these morons a flashback of their past.
Yes.
So yeah, here we go. We found out that Zach and Colonel Chi fought before, and that's how the eye patch came to be. And seriously, who the fuck is supposed to take Leslie Nielsen seriously as a ninja? I didn't really get that one either. I totally guessed that the whole eye patch facial scar thing was because of Colonel Chi. The entire character of Colonel Chi does not make sense to me whatsoever. His reasoning for taking over Patusan makes no sense to me. The fact that Zach says it was the most peaceful nation on Earth, but they're all trained warriors, makes no sense to me.
Well, they train in the form of martial arts for discipline and focus, not for fighting.
That's not true.
I'm trying, man.
We know that's not true.
I'm trying.
And that's why we have to let this go, because if we dwell too much on Leslie Nielsen's character in this, we're going to have a bad time.
Yeah, but if I let everything go, what are we going to talk about this episode?
How much fun the movie is, and how we both love Rob Schneider, and how we'll no longer have a listener base after this.
I think I'm happy with my decision.
All right. Apparently, Johnny was supposed to take the throne at 16, and Zach only showed up now 2 weeks before his 16th birthday in order to prepare him. I thought about that too. Like, why now? Why not actually, like, prepare him and not blindside him and then throw him into this, like, globe-trotting adventure?
Right? Like, you think back to, like, when we did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And they even try to explain that the council had an issue, and that's why they couldn't find this new Slayer, and that's why they were behind.
Yes.
But for this, it's just like, you just You just weren't there, but you could have been training him for like the last couple of years.
An elephant steps on Chi. I don't know how that didn't kill him.
No, but that's why he has the RoboCop half mask.
Yes, but I don't know why it affected the right side of his face and his left hand.
It's a moment of slapstick humor that just does not need to be there. He should be dead.
Yeah. When we get back to Patusan, though, I don't remember seeing any elephants. It's also an island.
Yeah.
Elephants?
You're looking too far into this, man.
Fair enough. Zach entrusted the kids to Mac because he was a loyal foreign soldier. Sure.
But I mean, why? Like, I still don't get why.
I don't know.
The only thing I could think of, and it would have been really easy to do an explanation to this, is if they just said, you know, he was a foreign emissary or whatever you want to say, who was heading back to America, and I thought that would be a safer place for them to hide. Cool. Mm-hmm. Right? But no.
Yeah. Just gotta move on with things, I guess. Like Iggy arranging for the cops to meet them at the destroyed burger hut.
Because that wouldn't raise questions.
Yeah. I do love the next part, though, here about two stoners show up to order food after the kids explain the situation to the cops because comedy.
Yep.
I actually found it funny because one stoner tells the other the food has to be good because the cops are there.
I'm not saying it wasn't funny, but you gotta admit, it was pretty stupid.
Oh, it was stupid, but it made me laugh out loud. And so did the next part. You have here, the cops drop them off at home and just assume they were going to be okay without actually checking if their Uncle Iggy is staying with them. His quote here is absolutely hilarious. Like, Iggy in the wheelchair. Like, all right, kids, come in here and clean up your bloody room. I know well because I'm 37, and don't make me beat you with the leg of mine that no longer works because I'll do it. And he's just shaking his leg around. That is hilarious.
But at the same time, before Iggy comes out onto the porch, the cop is buying what they're selling when they say, yeah, we're fine. Our uncle is staying with us. I don't know how they made that plan because Iggy was not near them to hear them say that. But the cop was just like, yeah, we'll leave a couple guys out front, but yeah, sure, no problem. You guys can stay here with your uncle. And he agrees to it before Iggy shows up. And then we still just get Iggy doing this.
And also, you said the cop's theory is that Mac just split and is somewhere taking it easy because he got robbed. I also found that very strange.
I was like, this is the worst police officer ever. Like, yeah, you guys claim you were attacked, which might check out based on all the damage we saw at the restaurant. But no, he's not missing. It's fine. He's laying low and taking it easy. Leaving these children unattended. Oh, except for with their 37-year-old uncle.
If I saw that uncle come out and be like, no, kids, you're going to the station.
It's like, that should have made it worse.
Yeah. Adam is feeling a bit freaked out, but Johnny says it will be cool because he's there. What a pep talk.
Yeah.
You see this all the time in kids' movies, though. Like the older sibling calming the other one down without any reason to be able to do so.
But it's so poorly done because he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say,
no.
Oh, Zach will be back, or I'm sure Mac is okay. He just literally says, it'll be cool. I'm here.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Like, you didn't even try.
Adam's Game Gear starts playing the game Surf Ninjas, which he thought was Shinobi, and he says it's a cool game, but it still looks like shit. It's the fucking Game Gear, dude. Everything looked like shit on that. And, oddly enough, that was a game made for the scenes in the movie. There was a Surf Ninjas game, but that was made as the movie was in production, so they'd be released at the same time, and one really has nothing to do with the other.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second.
Yeah. Zach sneaks back in while the movie shows us what is happening in the video game is happening in real life on a very short delay. I have to straight up say I hate the whole Game Gear thing. I really hate it because Adam is supposed to be the seer, not the controller of real life events through a portable.
Well, and that's the thing too, is though, like, he's supposed to be a seer, but it's showing him the events like 30 seconds ahead of time. It's like, you're not really giving me much notice on seeing these things.
Yeah. But it's also the controlling. Like, everybody in this movie is dead if Adam doesn't have his Game Gear. I don't know how the prophecy foretold a Sega Game Gear saving an entire nation of people.
Yep. It gets worse because later on, he doesn't just use it to see things, he uses it to manipulate things, which
Exactly.
is not explained and doesn't make even less
Any
sense.
sense.
Yeah, it makes less sense.
Zatch seemingly prepares to blow the house up by turning on the gas and placing a candle on the stool in front of it. Seems a bit of an overreaction to like a dozen ninjas. I don't understand the destruction of the house.
No, me neither. The only thing I could theorize is this will for sure make them agree to go with me.
Yeah.
They don't have a house anymore.
You have slow motion ninja fail off the roof.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
They're exiting the house after setting up the gas trap. And as they walk through the door, it shows a ninja that's on the roof. And he jumps down at them in slow motion.
Mhm.
And then just falls face first right in front of them, like missing them entirely. It's just like, oh, this is bad comedy. This is bad comedy altogether.
And the house blows up right after Iggy, who seemingly knows the effects of leaving the gas on, despite earlier commenting that Zatch is cooking, says, "What if the house blows up?" Zatch says he had no choice but to blow the house down, and now they have no choice but to go back with him. What the fuck? Yeah, like you said, it's the only way they can move the story forward.
Yep. And as they're like leaving, when he sets up the gas, Iggy literally says, "Oh, he left the gas on. He must be cooking." And then later says to him, "Oh, you left the gas on. The house is going to explode." Kaboom. I don't know if Iggy's smart or not.
He's such an interesting character, but such a stupid character at the same time.
Yeah.
Iggy goes on a rant about having a power to make things happen by asking, "What if?" What?
Yeah, he's the whole time they're walking, he starts talking about how he's gotten this power where if he questions what if, that it'll come true. And at one point he even says, "What if I lost this power?" And then he's just like, "Oh no, did I lose?" Like, it's just I don't know where he gets these theories. Yeah, it's just like as if it's just like when he thought like he's the prince for some reason, like for no reason at all, other than one coincidental. What if the house blows up? But like, why would you think that now means you have this mystical power?
Yeah. I don't think I've actually ever seen a movie quite like this one. Like, there's other movies that are similar, but this one stands out with things like that. She is sharpening an electric carving knife, and then Slapstick falls down because there is no attempt to make him an imposing force. And yeah, he's not. He's one of the worst villains I've ever seen.
And like, after he does this, like, and I don't like that. I get it. You have Leslie Nielsen, you want to do some slapstick or whatever, but like after that, he gets mad at like the lackey, the henchman that's with him, as if it's somehow his fault because the cord got like wrapped around his leg based on the way that she went. And it's just like, I don't need any of this. And like, I don't know if you're trying to make him seem intimidating, where he's like, he has no mercy for this guy, but he's also like, it's not working. It's not.
See, the inclusion of the electric knife I found hilarious. What they do with it took away any more potential humor.
Yeah.
Throwback to the telephone bit. Oh, here we go. Which provides him the info that Zatch is with the kids. He orders more ninjas to go after them via coach, of course, because he is funny. I laughed at it. The four heroes head to a restaurant where they are given more exposition, this time about the arranged marriage for Johnny from Gumby. I also laughed at the whole Gumby bit.
I did not. It's actually, that was one of the jokes where I was just like, as soon as I heard them say his name was Gumby, I'm like, oh, these stupid kids are going to make jokes about it. Like,
Well, his name is Gumby.
But they make Gumby jokes.
But the best thing about that is Gumby wasn't a thing at that point. It was much older. Gumby's from the 70s and lost track in the late 80s, and in the 90s was completely forgotten. So when Johnny says Gumby, as in Poke's friend, acknowledges he's making a pun because it's Gumby and his horse Pokey. So when he says Poke because it's Gumby, he's making a pretty funny joke and nobody else seems to pick up on it. It's way too smart for this movie, but I saw it and I loved it.
See, I did not love it. But hey, to each their own.
Yeah. They are seated front and center at an elevated table because they are in hiding. Well, yeah, but they're protected there, man. What are you talking about?
It's like I've been to so many wedding receptions with my mom running the wedding hall.
Yeah.
That's like, this is the like married couple's head of the table. They're on a stage elevated. Everyone can see them. If there was an assailant, there would be no cover.
Yeah, but they're also going for, like, I love the setup that they're going to the, oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Not preserve, but, I'm sorry, anybody. Basically, it's like the safe space, the hiding space for everybody who is in America from their country. And Zach is even like, we need to go to the Imperial Palace, which is a restaurant in the community, which I think is hilarious because it's definitely playing up on the names of restaurants. But yes, being seated front and center, I had no problem with that, but I see what you're saying. The boys make fun of the future wife's looks for the inevitable reveal that she is very attractive to them. Yeah, we saw that coming.
That's a paint by numbers joke.
It is. But the jokes are pretty funny just because of Iggy. Like, do you remember the line? Because I have it right here.
No.
Adam saying, "You know what they say, chick's got a veil, dude better bail." Johnny follows up with, "If she covers her face, pick up the pace." And Iggy says, "She's afraid to show it. She's probably not very attractive."
I remember that. I did not take it down, but I definitely remember that.
This is great. I hate how much I'm appreciating Rob Schneider in this movie. Iggy still believes that he is the prince and Zach wants none of it. The next day, Adam's Game Gear shows them that the ninjas are going to / are attacking the restaurant. Again, I hate this. I hate the whole Game Gear thing. I don't know how they could do it better, but I'm not a fan.
But it's the thing that bothers me is that it doesn't show them anything in the future. It just shows them what's happening at that moment.
Mm-hmm. They run into the restaurant to confront the ninjas despite no actual training up until this point. Yep. I think we have to let the movie do what it's doing here. Give it some leeway. Because it's ridiculous. It's nonsensical. Like, there's nothing they could do to move the story along other than this, so we just have to go with it. Adam hides behind a fish tank, and now his game can summon things, apparently, so he selects a squid, which he shoves in a ninja's face. I absolutely hated that. I thought it was incredibly stupid.
I actually thought it was a little funny when he hid behind the fish tank, because I thought he was just hiding for the sake of hiding, and I thought, oh, okay, he's dumb, which we've established. It's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. But it was just to give him cover to summon a squid, and why? I just don't get it.
I love that he throws the squid at the guy's face, and the guy just starts screaming uncontrollably. Like, he
doesn't even throw it. The guy's got like that.
Oh, that's right.
Catcher's mask kind of face mask. He literally reaches, opens it, and puts it in. It's like, why is this guy not literally striking you as you're right in front of him?
Yeah. Kids movie. Johnny unlocks his repressed innate martial arts skills and starts beating people up before his real-life dad shows up and demonstrates how it's done. Wait, what?
Zach is his real-life dad, so I just put that reference in there now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense, yes.
It's weird that, Ernie Reyes Sr. is playing his uncle when you needed somebody to play his dad, but whatever. I do now think, though, like, hey, now we know why Zach wasn't training him beforehand, because he didn't need training. It was just gonna be something he knows later on.
And that makes a lot of sense in this film's world. I think we both have to agree on that one.
Well, yeah, because it's his destiny.
Yeah. Adam uses his game to summon chopsticks to help Zatch because he is a strategic genius. The chopsticks thing was really stupid. And I called it as soon as he said chopsticks. I'm like, they're going in the guy's nose.
I get it too, and I know that it was more just like a, hey, look, he's so lethal, he can even use chopsticks, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, if you can summon stuff, how about you give him something that is on the surface a lot more helpful immediately? But whatever.
Like a gun.
Well, that's not very ninja-like.
Yeah, well, he's not a ninja. He just specializes in martial arts.
Whatever.
The staff applaud them, and then Johnny knocks down one of them inadvertently.
Yeah, because comedy.
I don't remember that.
Oh, when they're coming down the stairs after the restaurant, people are, I guess, applauding them for saving the restaurant. I don't know exactly what. Johnny is like all excited about how he like was able to fight and knew these moves, and he like throws just like an elbow out of like emphasis and hits one of the staff right in the stomach and knocks them down.
That's good. I don't remember that, but that's good.
Oh, okay.
Adam is a dick to Zatch, saying he sees him defeating an army while wearing a dress because he takes nothing seriously, and Zatch believes him because he takes everything too seriously. Yeah.
I really don't have anything more to say about that scene. It was just, I guess the only thing I can add is like, I just keep hating Adam more and more.
Me too. But the thing is, like, he is very much a kid of the time. I think the character makes sense at the time, but that doesn't mean I have to like him.
It's like you're fighting for your lives. You know that Zatch is very serious and that this is personality, and then you're just like, yeah, I see you fighting an army, and you're gonna beat them all, and you're wearing a dress, and it's just like, why? I get it, movie-wise, it's supposed to be a joke to be funny, but it's so dumb.
Yeah,
and I don't like him. I don't like him at all.
Who do you think what age range is the target audience here? Like 10 to 13, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, I could see that hitting for them, but being so much older, it's almost embarrassing writing. One of the staff somehow knows they're taking Mac to a place called the Fortress of Death because of plot convenience. There's a lot of plot convenience in this movie.
Yep.
Which is fine. I mean, they need it. They flee from the cop who has only shown an interest in helping them until now and continue to show they are morons with their disguises. Yes, I agree completely. Although Tone Loc as the cop, I forget his name, is phenomenal in this movie, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if he has a name. I literally wrote the cop for every note because I don't know if I ever got his name. But it's also like he hasn't been against them, and he shows up and they're like, we got to get out of here. And it's like, all right, sure. I don't know what the potential threat you see is. And then they're so proud of themselves for getting costumes. And it's just like a hat. I can't even remember. It's just like stupid nothing. And even Zatch, he's so fed up with it. He's just get in the car. Like, what is wrong with you?
We see that Mac has been attached to some sort of torture device in Chi's lair, and she is entering his vitals into a machine literally called Death Cycle.
Yep.
I kind of wish we had more Colonel Chi and Mac because they play off of each other very well.
But like this whole scene, it's like, I forget what Max says, like, I'm not going to tell you where they are or something like that. And she is obviously, entering this information into the machine. Mm-hmm. I don't know why it's called that, but whatever. But we never actually see if it works, if he does anything. Like, next time we see them, they're just like not part of this. It's like, oh, all right, I guess you just wanted to get that one joke in there. I don't know.
They try really hard, really, really hard. Like, I guarantee Nielsen did all of his stuff in a day, 2 days tops. It's like, get him in, get him out. We can't afford him for more than that. But next is the map scene I had mentioned earlier. You have written, there is literally a hand moving a ship across a map to show their passage across the ocean. When you said it, to me when you told me about this before I had seen it in the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. Having watched the movie up until this point, this makes perfect sense to me, and I kind of appreciated it. What made it even better is that the boat starts on the East Coast when they're in California on the West Coast, goes across America, and then keeps heading through the Pacific.
I'm not with you on this. I still think it's stupid.
Oh, I love it. But I think we have very different opinions on this movie.
I think I wrote it down in the notes too, but like they are showing like a few cuts and scenes of stuff that's happening on the boat as they're traveling. Yeah. But then when they arrive, the hand that's guiding the boat literally taps on the map to where their destination is, like to tell the fans, like, "Yep, we got there."
Yeah, and see, that's great. I don't know why you hate that so much. I think that's really funny. I think maybe I just enjoy kids' movies more.
I feel like that's out of a movie that is leaning a lot more to the cartoony side than this did.
Yeah. But I think that also kind of goes hand in hand with how Rob Schneider is making fun of the movie that he's in. Like, it's self-aware at times. The cop, who I think his name is Spence, but I'm not sure, emerges from the cabin as they're about to reach shore, saying he got out of the handcuffs they put him in because he had the key, which he swallows every Tuesday. Again, I laughed out loud at this.
I expected a poop joke.
Me too.
And we didn't get one, which is maybe the most disappointing part, because the movie very much led me to believe it was something that, you know, was very much set in its tone and style. And a poop joke just seemed completely accurate here because obviously he swallowed it. Where did he get it? But instead, it's more just like, how did you know you're going to need it? Oh, I swallow it every Tuesday.
That's hilarious.
It just didn't feel like it fit the movie to me, but yes, okay.
Well, no, it doesn't fit the movie, and that's why it's hilarious. That's why there are certain jokes in this movie that will like completely catch me off guard and make me laugh, which I never thought this movie would do. Because as stupid as the entirety of this film is, there are several moments that will catch you off guard because they're just too clever for what the rest of the movie is. And this is a perfect example of that.
Oh, okay.
The cop lets him know he wants to join them because he hasn't had a vacation in 17 months. And Zach, like the broken record he is, says it's his destiny. That's getting old for me at this point.
There is another joke there that I didn't write down. But he says, I haven't had a vacation in however long it was. I don't remember. I'm sure I wrote it down, but
yeah, 17
months. And then he says, amongst other things.
Yeah.
It's like, is that a sex joke in the kids
100%.
movie? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I think this is kind of like what we're seeing in movies like Shrek, where it's a kids movie, but they throw in things that kids won't get that their parents will. And you're like, okay, well, at least I'm not losing out entirely by being here.
I don't know, man. It was the 90s. I don't think they were that careful with that stuff.
That's very good point.
They did not care nearly as much.
Zach sinks their boat to shore because clearly no one in this movie has more than 2 brain cells. I thought that was hilarious too. Because
you thought that was funny?
That he sank the boat? Yeah, because the whole point of sinking the boat was to make the callback to it later.
Because
tied it all together. So funny. Because
he essentially implies like, we're either going to succeed, so we won't need the boat, or we're not going to need the boat because we're going to die.
That's just it, though, because he sinks the boat, and everybody's looking at him like he's a complete idiot. And then later, when he's like, the only boat we had, I sank. It's like, yeah.
Because you are also an idiot.
Exactly.
I think the biggest challenge in this movie would be, all right, tell me who's the most intelligent one.
Mac.
You're probably right.
But even he makes horrible choices.
Oh,
yeah. Zach says he can see the cooking fires as they are approaching. No way anyone could predict that those are just fires that have been set by Chi.
I will say this. I wrote the notes as I went, so I didn't know what the next scene was. But I'm pretty sure everybody watching this movie predicted what it was.
Yeah. And there's something in this scene that I noticed, but I don't think a lot of people would. And like when you enter the village and everything's like destroyed and on fire, nothing's actually on fire. You don't
No!
see anything burning. It's just flame bars behind set pieces. And it I don't I think it makes sense for this movie. It works because it's a kids film, right? Like you just need to give present an image to make them believe that they burnt down the village. But when you don't see anything actually burning and you can tell the fire's behind what's supposed to be on fire, it I don't know. I think I'm just too old for this movie at this point. When shit like that stands out and takes you out of the scene, but there's also a certain charm to it because you see that a lot in things like Hercules and Xena. Like it gives it a specific look. And while I didn't like it, I understand you're not going to set something on fire and surf ninjas and actually watch it burn. They don't have the money for that, the insurance for that.
No, but the
And this,
irony is that when you see just these very like strategically placed fires in just like certain like set locations, it kind of does look like the cooking fires that Zach theorized.
yeah, it really does. Apparently, they are headed towards Johnny's inheritance, which is some fancy knives, but instead, they all just make jokes about not being able to buy or have knives. Okay, I have a problem there. That I think is absolutely hilarious.
You need to elaborate on that.
Just Iggy's take on it. The whole knife thing. Here,
Yeah.
I just brought it up. Zach says something not even money can buy. The knives of Kwansu. And Iggy says, knives? Oh yeah, seriously. That's something money can't buy. Knives. Once I went to a cutlery store and said, here's $100,000. Can I buy a knife? They said, no, money can't buy knives. Gee, I guess that's why you hardly ever see any of them around. And then later on, he's like, on the third day of the expedition, they came across a giant rubber plant. Unfortunately, they could not cut it down. For as we know, money can't buy knives. Walking around the plant, they continued on the shores of Patusan. And Satch says, is there no way we can shut up this chattering monkey? And Spence, the cop's like, I'd cut him, but I don't have a knife. That is one of the funniest segments of this entire movie, and it makes Zach, the wise one, look like a complete idiot. That's really funny shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, but of course, once you actually get to it, you realize he's not just talking about regular knives.
I know, but that's still funny.
Hey, the jokes are fantastic about it. But again, the fact that none of these characters are taking any of this situation seriously, even now, after everything you've seen, you're still not like, oh, okay, well, maybe he means something mystical, because Johnny just learned martial arts out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true. But
the jokes that were written for it were fantastic. And my favorite one was when the cop gets in on it, because you're like, oh, okay, I didn't realize he was going to be part of it too.
And that's the thing too, because like Zach is set up to be like their savior, this like incredibly powerful, smart martial artist who's guiding the chosen ones back to like rule the kingdom. And Iggy, the biggest idiot in the entire movie, just schools the shit out of him and is relentless and successful. It just made it that much better.
I know, but all Zach had to do would be like, these aren't regular knives, you moron.
Yeah. Kids movie.
Yeah, I
know. Zach. Oh, sorry. Wait. What a twist! They arrive at the village, and there are small fires all over the place. We've touched on this, but you were extremely right in that when you show up, it looks like cooking fires that he called out earlier.
Yeah.
You nailed that part.
Yeah.
Zach tells them that they are near the cave, but the entrance is hidden. To which the traveling party asks how they are supposed to find it. And then he says it's not his destiny to find it. This guy sucks so bad too.
Yeah, I was starting to get... That was where I was really starting to get fed up with the destiny garbage.
Yeah, me too. The whole part of them finding the entrance to the cave, I really hate. Like the monkey, I hate. Because he's Adam's the seer, right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have found it if not for the monkey.
No, because he saw the monkey.
The monkey, he saw the monkey steal his fucking Game Gear. It's so dumb.
Yeah, but if he didn't see the monkey steal the Game Gear, then they wouldn't have found the cave. So, he's seeing just fine.
Yeah. Well, opening the cave creates Johnny to fall into it, and they find the weapons that Zach was referring to with ease, and a training exercise begins immediately. We knew this was coming. That training montage had to be in this.
Was it training, though? Because, again, he had this inert ability. It was more just, forcing him to bring it out, I guess. Which I guess some people would call training. So never mind what I just said.
But you're right in your notes where Johnny gets fed up with Zach and grabs a sword, and then we get their sparring / fight. For what it was, I think it was fine. I think it was all right.
Well, I mean, these are the two most capable fighters in the movie.
Yeah, real life father and son. They do a great back and forth. It looks really, really good. Yeah,
so any excuse that you can put in the movie to have these two actually fight each other, you're going to get the best fight in the movie.
Yeah. And that's kind of why I wish Leslie Nielsen played Zach and Ernie Reyes Sr. played Colonel Chi.
Oh, and that would even make more sense with the reveal that he's his uncle later because of jealousy that he wanted the throne. Now you actually have motive for him wanting to get his rightful place.
Yeah, and Ernie Sr., I think, would play a really convincing villain. And instead, we would have Leslie Nielsen playing Zach, who thinks he's stealthy and talented, but he's kind of bumbling. I think that would be really funny.
Yeah, but that's too good for this, so stop.
It is. Fine. Johnny defeats Zach and does the Zorro slash on his shirt, probably because it's his fucking destiny. I'm with you at this point.
You can tell I'm getting fed up with it.
Oh, yeah. As they try to work their way around some more evil henchmen, Iggy uses his what-if power again to send Adam and the cop falling down the cliff. I hated this too.
But it was a good callback to the what if. It's what if one of us fell? And then they fall.
And they need to do this here, so it's actually funny when Zach does it later. The goons do not respect the cop's badge when he tries to flash it.
Yep. I thought that was an interesting little moment. They're on the ground, and he just looks up and holds the badge, and it's
LAPD. They just step on it. Johnny and Romay jump down after them to save them, and in the one moment of enjoyment we see from Zach in the movie, he pushes Iggy down as well.
I meant to indicate that was the one moment of enjoyment that Zach has in the movie.
Yes.
Is pushing Iggy down the cliff. And I'm just like, man, what if he got really hurt?
Yeah. I mean, it just made me think of, reflecting. It made me think of the stairs scene later on. Romay tempts the guards into the bushes and then beats them up, which is so weird as she looks like a young teenager. Well, here it's also not just her, I think. Isn't, Johnny in there to do it too?
Yeah, but what I'm referring to here is that it doesn't say how old she is, but I'm going to assume she's around Johnny's age because they're going to get married.
I found it really creepy.
And she lures them into the bushes by giving them seductive eyes and waving them over with one finger. And I'm like, and they're all so excited. And she's like, she's a child.
Yeah. But even when Johnny's what did you say to them? And she says, what I'm going to say to you on our wedding night. I was like, oh God, it's bad.
Yeah, I think we should just move on.
Yeah, Johnny breaks into the truck that Adam and the cop are being held in and cuts their chains free with his new sword. See, they cut the chains that bind them together, but the shackles come off as well, which I don't understand.
Kids movie.
Yes. They are confronted by an entire firing squad and are forced back into the truck, except for Adam, who they don't see casually walk away and steal a truck. I found this horribly stupid.
He doesn't even attempt to duck as he walks away. He just literally walks away and gets to a car, and it's just Did none of this 2 lines of firing squad see him?
3.
I guess not.
3 lines.
Oh, I saw 2, but I clearly didn't pay attention well enough.
There was a line of prone guards on the ground, then another line of people kneeling, and then the one standing behind them.
And no one saw this.
It's a cartoon at this point.
Yeah.
With the newfound hope of a truck, the team is no longer afraid of guns and attacks. Yep, I had a problem with that too.
It's like, okay, but even if the truck gave you a momentary distraction, any one of these could still pull the trigger, but you're no longer afraid of that. So, okay, cool.
As Adam somehow knows how to drive, I found a problem with that, and gets them out of there, the guards miss all of the team stormtrooper style, despite them being out in the open. Again, kids movie.
It's like, these are like army jeeps that don't even have like windows or roofs, and none of them hit any of them.
Iggy throws unlit dynamite without lighting them. Well, yeah. And manages
okay, yeah. I need to proofread. I need to proofread.
Take out one truck. And then some anti-smoking comments lead to blowing up the others. Yeah.
That felt really out of place. Did it not feel out of place to you? Like Zach pulls the cigarettes out and they all make like a comment about it. And he's like, yeah, I know. And I forget what Iggy says, but even like looks at the camera.
Oh, it's hilarious. Because he's like, maybe you should try the patch. And then looks at the camera and says, look who I'm talking to.
Right. And I'm not saying it's not funny because obviously eye patch. But like, does it not feel so out of place?
No. I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. To me, it just felt like a really, really awkward scene where it's just like, why is this in here?
Oh, it's awkward for sure, but we've just been getting a series of awkward scenes. Introducing the fact that he smokes was weird, but it also fit. Like, this is a weird movie, Sandro. It's a very weird movie. Look at Leslie Nielsen. That character shouldn't even exist.
You don't say.
Zach now tells Johnny he has shown he is worthy for the prize. He has been holding back from them headbands. Luckily, there's a third for Iggy. There's not just a third for Iggy. Everybody gets one. All of the townsfolk get them too.
But he makes it seem like such a big deal. Like, now I know you're worthy of this. It's like, okay, is it a magic headband? Does it give me... No, it's just a headband.
The way he puts the one on Iggy, I thought was fantastic.
Oh, he's got no time for Iggy anymore.
No, he's actually trying to hurt him.
Yeah.
They depart the random village they are currently in with a song and dance parade because why the fuck not? I was curious about that too. It just does not fit. I think that's the most awkward part. Because my thought there is, first off, where are they going? And are they going to dance back when they're done?
But Ben, we just had a long line of things that didn't make sense. It didn't belong. Come on, these are all awkward scenes.
So you're okay with this then?
No, I'm not, but that's what you just said to me about the smoking one.
All right. Romay tells Johnny she doesn't want the arranged marriage, then kisses him again because she still wants to date. Stupid, but fits in a teen film, I guess.
But it doesn't even need to be there.
No, a lot of this doesn't. They now have an army of rebels with them and are scoping out Colonel Chi's lair. Adam's Game Gear is no longer working, and he is told that the power was within him all along. Yeah.
You knew that moment was gonna come.
Yeah, it's just a lot of this is getting old now.
But a kids movie will always have that moment where it's like it was within you all along.
Of course. One of the biggest lies we tell our children.
Yeah.
He visualizes them turning trees into surfboards in order to infiltrate the hideout because it's called Surf Ninjas after all. We've been over this.
Yep.
Cue surfing scene for the hideout approach with music that does not seem to fit the tone at all, and Iggy falls because the joke is he never actually did learn to surf before. This surfing scene was pretty scary for me because they're hitting some pretty big waves right next to a cliff face, and not knowing how to swim, being afraid of the water, like I was genuinely on edge. I did like the callback to Iggy never actually surfing.
And they're all like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So I got a confession. I've never actually... Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what if he could?
Oh, there you go.
Luckily, the water in the ocean didn't soak the dynamite, so they're able to still use it to begin the attack. All right. With that, too, the explosions from the dynamite in this movie look like garbage. But the one thing I did love, and they never address, is I forget who it is, but somebody throws a stick of dynamite and it lands directly between one of the guy's feet. They're like, that guy's dead.
Oh,
But we never see anybody die because it's a kids movie.
Look at the bright side, okay? It's dynamite and not grenades that are being set on fire.
That's true. At least the dynamite's a little bit more realistic.
But they just surf there. That dynamite should be soaked.
It should be, yeah. Yeah. The fuse shouldn't even light. Yeah. Apparently there were no sentries at the hideout because no one saw this large group surfing in without cover and then climbing the walls. Exactly. And that's what I was saying before. Just because you have a reef doesn't mean you shouldn't be paying attention to what might be trying to cross the reef without knowing that the reef is there.
Even just one guard post on that side.
Yeah. Yeah. Big fight scene ensues without everyone getting involved, including Iggy and Rome pushing a guard down a very long staircase because jokes. You didn't find that funny? I thought that was hilarious.
I didn't say it wasn't funny. I'm just giving you the explanation.
Yeah. So you did find it funny then?
Not the first time. I told you a lot of the jokes I started to enjoy when they happened multiple times.
Okay. I thought it was pretty funny. Second time, I laughed my ass off. Third time, not as much. But the Ernie Reyes are way too good at martial arts for this movie.
That was not
really
a typo. That was intentional.
She uses the most ninja move possible and shoots Zatch with a handgun. I thought that was great. As he lays there wounded by the gunshot, he feels it is finally the right time to tell them that he is their uncle, which really makes it more questionable why he sent them away with Mac rather than raising them himself. True.
Yeah, good family values right there.
Johnny says he is going after Chi, to which Mac says he can't go alone, and Iggy and Adam get in on the joke, saying, with no emotions, that he can if it's his destiny.
Again, Iggy making jokes, making fun of the movie.
Yeah. And also, I forget what it was, if it was like, where Zatch says, what if I'm not? Or like, they say you're shy, he's like, what if I'm not? And I think it's Iggy who pats him on his like side. He's like, ah! So it obviously didn't work. Great moment. The guy who fell down the stairs just climbed back up and predictably gets thrown back down them again. Brilliant. Chi follows up his previous ninja handgun move by bursting through a door in a Jeep and trying to run Johnny down.
Why
This villain
try to
is
make this guy
terrible.
a samurai or a ninja if he's just going to do this stuff? It's like, all right, just make him an evil dude.
Yeah, exactly. This is such a flawed villain in the writing. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's a waste of Leslie Nielsen. It's a poorly written character. I don't get it, but I didn't make the movie. I would very much appreciate to see what my final version of this movie would be. Adam, fully capable of picking up a handgun to help his brother, grabs the Game Gear instead, which we were just recently told he doesn't actually need because the power was within him. Chi uses ninja assault rifle techniques to hold Johnny at gunpoint.
Just shows up with an assault rifle. It's like, why are you trying to make this guy seem like a ninja or a samurai? Handgun, running over with a Jeep, an assault rifle, like, no!
The whole thing is stupid.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for it. Adam uses the Game Gear to have Chi's hand, which previously got wet, to short circuit, causing him to drop his assault rifle. Continues to use the Game Gear to control Chi's hand, including the worst why are you hitting yourself moment of grabbing his own penis. Yeah, even Johnny was caught off guard by that one.
Yeah.
Big action jump towards Chi, and then Johnny just pushes him in the forehead with one finger into a pool of water, his only known weakness. It's a rush towards the finish line, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I think they realized that, like, oh, we didn't do anything to make Chi seem like an imposing force. We just need to get to the end now.
Yeah. They have saved the day and now have their ceremony, and even Baba Ram is there. I thought that was really funny. I forgot about Baba Ram up until this point. Johnny's first act is to free the people because there was never something that was discussed as an issue.
Because that was never
wasn't
something that was
Yeah,
discussed as
sorry.
an issue. Yeah. Sorry. Like, it was never like, you need to take the throne to free your people or anything. It was just like, he just did it. It was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a great way to shrug off the responsibility, though.
Yeah, sure. Not intelligent
Stairs,
enough to rule them anyway,
No.
so.
No, God, no. But it was his destiny to free them.
Don't.
Stairs dude is climbing back up again and then just throws himself down when he is confronted by Johnny.
See, now I actually kind of like that one because he just saw him at the top of the stairs. And he's just like, oh, whatever. And it's just like, why'd you even climb up the second time?
Yeah, I don't know. I think twice was good. I'm happy that you got the biggest laugh out of the third one, but it's starting to wear thin for me. I do appreciate your next note of Johnny and Rome are going to go take their SATs, and I have a feeling that he's going to do terribly.
At no point in this movie did they make you believe that this guy had a shred of intelligence. And he's just like, it's like one of those moments, like, at the end of Billy Madison, I'm going to go back to school and become a teacher. It's like, there was no growth with this character where I believe, like, now he's capable of doing the SATs. It would have been even better if he, like, held up Adam's Game Gear. Like, I'm going to take this with me to cheat in the SATs.
Yeah, Adam's not the seer, it's just the Game Gear, so it gives him all of the answers. Perfect.
Yeah.
Close it out with another Barbara Ann song and dance, this time with Baba Ram joining in. Legit laugh for me on that one.
Seriously? I did not enjoy this.
I thought it was great. So I think we have mixed feelings on this one.
All right, shall we move forward?
Yes, we'll get into some numbers here. How much do you think this movie cost?
It couldn't have cost a lot. There wasn't really any big name actors outside of, like, say, Leslie Nielsen, who, as you said, probably spent a day on set.
Probably. It was filmed in California, Hawaii, and Thailand, though, so there's a fair amount of travel.
I'm going to say 4 or 5 million. 4 million.
6.5.
Okay, so not terribly off.
Yeah. The only numbers I have for gross, though, are just from the US, so keep that in mind when you're guessing, but how much do you think it made?
10 tops.
4.9, so half of that.
Oof. So less than...
Are you surprised?
Less than the budgeted amount. Well, I would have thought that, because it's not like it was a $50 million budget. It was a 90s kids movie. Even an opening weekend could have been pretty successful for them.
Yeah. But also keep in mind, too, this is just the numbers from the States. Like, I don't have any global numbers here.
Fair.
As far as ratings go, on IMDb out of 10, what do you think it has?
I feel like it's a cult classic. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that think it's hilarious and love it, so 6.2.
5.1.
Okay, all right.
Over at Rotten Tomatoes, tomato meter, percentage of positive reviews from the critics.
32.
Switch those numbers around. 23.
23. Ooh.
And the popcorn meter?
70.
Very close. 68.
Okay, see, I felt like this is going to be one where the critics would have hated it, but there's an audience of fans that just love getting together and watching it for its stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah, that is exactly what this movie is. It's a cult classic. It's a shit movie that a lot of people still enjoy. So with that, I guess we'll get into the awards.
Absolutely. Who did you have as your least favorite character?
Adam. I hated Adam. I hated everything about Adam.
Now, not to tip my hand, but the actor's name is Nicholas Cohen.
Yeah, he's just terrible.
I know this because I wrote down Nicholas Cohen as Adam.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, even like the parts where, like, we talked about during the review, kids 90s humor, supposed to be jokes, but like he just is so unlikable. Even those jokes were they didn't land.
No. And like it's not even that the jokes were bad. Like a talented actor or comedian can get a laugh out of a poorly written joke in the way they convey it. he just wasn't old enough, didn't have enough talent or skill at that point, experience to make any of his lines hit. And when he said anything, it was just annoying.
Agreed.
But what do you have for favorite character?
Oh, I had Rob Schneider as Iggy. He was hilarious.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I love Rob Schneider, and I don't think he disappointed me in this movie at all. He was absolutely the highlight. And every time he made a joke that was making fun of the movie, it was almost like I was watching it with a buddy, and these were the jokes we were making about the movie.
Yeah, I hate Rob Schneider, but Iggy is absolutely hilarious in this movie. Like, it's a great character, and I don't think anybody other than Rob Schneider could have played it that well. It's a perfect role for him.
Fair.
Memorable line?
Well, I think you start that off, but wait, or do you?
Oh, sorry.
I can't remember the order. Fine, whatever. It's after Max says you can't go after him alone, and Iggy and Adam say in unison at the same time, he can, if it's his destiny.
Yeah, again, calling out the movie.
Yeah,
I
and
love when
I
they
think
do
it's
that.
just because of everything else. The constant reference to the destiny is probably the thing that annoyed me the most. So it very much felt like validating that they made that joke.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with the whole knife back and forth.
Okay.
I already stated it earlier on, but that had me laughing out loud, especially when Tone Loc gets in on it at the end. Like, I guess you could argue that scene, but that dialogue was written so well. So that's it for me.
I could argue you could say it's that scene, because that's what I had for my favorite scene.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And that works. That works perfectly well.
See, and you thought we were talking about it that I didn't like the scene.
Yeah.
I liked it. It just, again, didn't make any sense. But regardless if it made sense, its inclusion was hilarious.
Yeah, it's as the movie progressed, one thing I really did enjoy is like they just really start to rip on Zach like hard. It's like everyone's getting fed up with him, and that was the epitome of it for me.
What about you? What was your favorite moment or scene?
The one that we agreed everybody would think I'm crazy for getting too in depth about, and it was the garbage truck when the ninjas show up at the school.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to elaborate on that again. You already went into enough detail on that at the first time.
Yep. It's just a time capsule of a scene, just the staging of it and everything. I think it was great. And that, like I said, that's what allowed me to open up and enjoy the movie. So yeah, that was the turning point for me. So I'm always going to remember this movie for that scene.
All right. So that just leaves us with our closing thoughts. What did you think of Surf Ninjas?
It's incredibly stupid, but it's a lot of fun. I really wanted to hate it, and the movie gave me a lot of reasons to hate it. But it gave me even more reasons to love it. Like the fact that Rob Schneider is my favorite actor in the movie. Like he plays my favorite character in this movie. Legitimately, like I'm not being sarcastic whatsoever. Means that there is something to this movie. Leslie Nielsen, his character was very stupid, but it was nice to see him, and he did have some pretty funny moments. Even though the character was written, like you brought up, how he's presenting himself as like a samurai of sorts, but just uses guns and vehicles as weapons. The whole phone scene thing. I thought Ernie Reyes Jr. was surprisingly charming and pretty funny in this. I liked a lot more of it than I thought I would. Would I recommend it? That's a tough one. I mean, it's like you recommend it to people that like movies like Camp Nowhere. To the average person, you just reference like, yeah, I saw it. It was weird, but I like it. And you know what? No, I will. I'll go right out and say I will recommend this movie as long as you know you're getting into like an early 90s kids film. I thought it was much better than it deserved to be. And I'm really glad that it was recommended for us to cover because I never would have watched it any other way. How do you feel about this?
I loved it. I think the only thing that I did wrong was I made my notes on the first viewing, and I really should have just let myself take it in. But this is the epitome of when we say a bad movie that's a lot of fun. Because I don't think anybody could ever argue that this is a good movie, but that does not mean that you can't have a blast with it. And if I was not taking notes, so not dissecting it, my first viewing was just letting my brain just shut off and enjoy what I was watching, I think I would have had even more fun with it. But I still had fun with it despite that. So for me, easy recommend, as long as, like you said, you know you're getting into ridiculousness.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our thoughts on Surf Ninjas. If you'd like to share your thoughts with us, you can hit us up on social media. We are on Twitter at BSBargainBin, Facebook.com/BSBargainBin, and of course, the comment section in the YouTube video. Ben.
Yo.
What are we watching next week?
Next week, we will be watching 1992's Three Ninjas.
They're three kids spending the summer with their grandfather, learning the ways of the ninja.
Mind, body, spirit are one.
It was all supposed to be fun. Until the game suddenly turned real.
Old man, take the money.
Grandpa, what's going on?
Freeze, Schneider, FBI!
The FBI! Nice of you to drop in.
Now 3 young brothers are caught in the middle of an incredible adventure.
They're just kids. I want them found now!
And those little dudes are ours.
And they'll need everything they've learned. Plus a few new tricks
We need a plan.
Where are those little boogers?
to even the
We
odds.
should run.
You just get those kids tonight.
We should hide. We should kick their butts. Prepare for phase 1.
Little dudes.
Yes!
There is no excuse! They're just kids!
You're a geek. Don't you just hate us?
This summer, they've learned all the lessons,
Those kids.
Phase 2? Phase 2.
done all the homework,
Bummer.
now they're just out to have a good time.
See ya.
They're 3 ninja kids.
Those little kids are dangerous.
Until next time, have a good one.
All the best.